Hello and welcome to today's myminimaths.co.uk video tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at the Arithmetic 16 question 20 practice question. So before we begin with our 4 questions for today's tutorial, we'll just have a look at what happens to the numbers and where they move to when we multiply them by 10, 100 or 1000. So first of all, if I look at the units, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s and 100,000s, and that continues to millions and 10 millions and so on. Now if I take a number 4 and I multiply that by 10, that moves one space into the tens column, giving us a total of 40. If I was to take a different number, let's say the number 2, and I was going to move that 2 spaces, that would move into the hundreds column, giving us 200, because remember 10 times in by 10 then times in by 10 again is the same as multiplying by 100. And then finally, if I took another number and I moved this 3 spaces, this would be the same as multiplying by 1000 to give us 3000. So on to today's first question, which is question 20a. 3,276 times 1,000. Now, if we take the 1,000, we know that's the same as saying times 10 times 10 times 10. So, if we take the original number, 3,276, and because we're timesing by 10, 10 and 10, that's 3 spaces we're moving it. So the 3 will go times 10, times 100, times 1,000, and then everything else follows. If we have any spaces, then they are filled with zeros. So a final answer of 3,276,000. And now for the next question, question 20b, which is 9,372 multiplied by 1,000. So again, if we take the 1,000, we know it's times 10, times 10, times 10. So it's moving 3 spaces larger, 3 spaces to the left. So taking that original number of 9,372, we can move that 3 spaces to the left. So that's 1, that's times 10, times 100, times 1,000. So the 9 moves here, followed by all the numbers. The golden rule here is you do not split these numbers up. They always move together. And then we can fill in the gaps with the zeros. So we have an answer of 9,372,000. Next is question 20c, which is 1,000 multiplied by 4,430. Now the slight difference here is we've swapped them round, but because we're multiplying, we can swap them back the other way and it will have no impact on the answer. So we could say 4,430 multiplied by 1,000. And again, because we're multiplying by 1,000, that's times 10, times 10, times 10. So that's 3 spaces bigger. So if we write the original number, 4,430, and then we move that number 3 spaces bigger, times 10, times 100, times 1,000. We start our 4 digits like we said before, and then fill in those gaps with zeros. We have a final answer of 4,430,000. And on to today's final question for the tutorial, which is question 20d. Now this is slightly different because we're starting with a missing number. So it's something times 100 equals 6,302,000. So this means that we've got a number and we've multiplied it by 1,000 to get this large number here. So here we must have times by 10, times by 10, times by 10. Now to do the opposite, to take it back to the smaller number in here, we must have divided by 1000. So what I need to do now is do 6,302,000 divided by 1000, and then move it 3 spaces. So my 6 goes into the thousands column, followed by the 302. So my final missing number is 6,302. Thank you very much for listening today, and I look forward to hearing from you again tomorrow. Take care then. Bye.